Okay. Alright. I got really concerned for a second because I thought I forgot to update a setting before I hit go live, but I think we're good. Okay. Quit Discord. We don't actually need Steam open. Actually, I kind of want to do that now. Started that last night. Good news for people, I don't know, maybe not. People who showed up for stream, year-end stream the other day. I've finished updating the spreadsheet with all the games we talked about. And I immediately went and played one of the ones we didn't talk about. But, you know. Actually, so I started replaying Metro 2033 because I wanted to replay all the Metro games. But for some reason, it doesn't work well. Like the new remastered version doesn't work well with my graphics card, which is funny because it's got NVIDIA all plastered all over it, and I have a newer NVIDIA card, but for some reason it just does not want to play nice. So, but for some reason Metro Exodus, which is much newer and came out 10 years later, works fine with my graphics card at almost max settings. Couldn't tell you why. Anyway. Yeah, it just eats up the CPU for some reason. Whatever. Not the end of the world. But yeah. Start the DLC. Yeah. The thing is, I just don't want to have to pull the PS3 back out in several months, Jeppo. Be honest with you. I just want to kind of go all through the inFamous stuff and then move on to Yakuza. I don't want to have to think about this in several months. And also, it looks like if we're not going to do Dead Space 2 soon, then we might as well just do it next Halloween, since I had so much fun with Dead Space 1 last Halloween. So I'll probably just do Dead Space 2 next time anyway. We'll need that PS3 for Xillia, true, but we'll need a chance to, in between Atlas releases, to pull out Xillia anyway. So that will probably be for at least, let's think. So this month is probably Persona Q. Next month is probably SMT4. And then March is probably either Persona 4 or maybe we do Yakuza, the Yakuza Pirate game on weekends. We'll see how things work out. And then there might be also some releases that will come out sometime this year. So. And then there's also Persona Q2 and SMT4A, which we should also probably play this year. Tuesday, Thursdays? Next Tuesday? Well, if we... Tuesday, do a poll. No, we're not doing Xillia on Tuesdays, Thursdays. Because Xillia is, and I'm looking at it right now, the time to be on Xillia is... Where's it? Yeah, 51 hours. At 2 to 3 hours a stream, we would be done with that in, let's see, so 25 streams, 2 streams a week. Let's round up to 26, 13 weeks. Yeah, that would be 3 months? A little over 3 months to get through Tales of Xillia if we did that on Tuesdays, Thursdays. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But, yeah, we might do, Yakuza Like a Pirate on the weekends, maybe, but it'll probably be Tuesday, Thursday stuff. Just because, A, it's more of an action game, B, it's probably 20, 30 hours, which is more reasonable to play on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and C, we'll have already played Yakuza 1 and 2, hopefully, around that time. You could do Sonic Colors. Yeah, well, we have plenty of options, but... How about we finish focus on finishing inFamous 2 and Second Son first, and then hopefully we can get some Yakuza done before the new game comes out. How about that? And then we'll go from there, and that'll take us through what, like, February or whatever. Between all that, I'm kind of thinking about doing DMC after that, but again, it'll be like 2 months from now, so who knows? Maybe something new will come out, or we'll see where we're at that point. Anyway, let me go ahead and make sure that the PS3 is working properly here. What games do you think will be Bliss games? Oh, well, for weekend games, probably not until like the second half of the year, to be honest, just because between Q2, SMT4, 4A, which I'm definitely going to play this year, and then there's the Pixie only run, probably going to do a Pixie only run, probably of Persona 4 sometime this year, and then there's probably going to be at least one Atlas re-release of like a PS2 game, like one of the Ride-Out games this year. So probably towards the end of the year. It kind of depends on when those Ride-Out games are going to come out, or if there's any like big DLC for like a Metaphor or something that comes out, you know? Other than that, there's also like SMT5 Vengeance. We didn't do like the hardest difficulty of that or whatever, so like Godborn. We could go back and do Godborn difficulty and stuff. Ah, shoot. I gotta reconnect to this controller. One sec. No, I think, because here's the thing. I want to get some of the Yakuza games done before the new Yakuza Pirate game comes out. Those are like 20-30 hours. For 1 and 2, from my understanding. And the game comes out in February, I think. So like by the time we get done with like maybe 1 or 2 of the Yakuza games, the new one will be out. Maybe after that point we can think about poll or doing DMC or what we're doing next, but because I want to learn more about Majima before I play a game all about him, and to be it'd be fun to play some Yakuza and then go into the new one. Yeah. Well, that's the plan. I mean, Kiwakami 1 and 2 was on the list as well. I mean, some of those games were just for stuff I knew I was gonna play off stream, right? Like I talked about with the Metro games, right? Like that's not something I'm gonna play on stream, but it is something I'm playing off stream. Or like the Yu-Gi-Oh game or whatever, right? But even then, I didn't get to all the games that I planned on playing on my own time last year. Because the amount of time we have is finite, so yeah. Well, if I could play everything, I would, but limited amount of time on this earth. Is this controller not charged? Might not have charged this PS4 controller. I'd have to just use a PS3 controller for literally the last like couple streams of this. Oh, there it goes. I don't know. trying to force yourself to play like all the games on a list like that sometimes can really backfire. Just because, like, if you force yourself to play a game, then yeah, it doesn't. You're not gonna have too much fun with it if you force yourself to play a game, and right? So. Okay. Pop over here real quick. Oh, bad. Forgot to turn off the display capture from last stream. Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of funky because, like, this is inFamous 2. This is the disc in the console. But then, like, to do Festival of Blood, you have to, like, install it, and then it's, like, a separate thing. So it's odd that it's, like, a separate thing and not just, like, part of the original game that gets in. Probably a reason for why they did it that way, but yeah, I'm not sure how long this game or this DLC will take. Probably 1 to 2 streams. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, once it's done, we'll just hop right into inFamous Second Son, finish out the inFamous series. This is a short game, yeah. I assume it's a shortish DLC. Probably 1 or 2 streams. Hey, Zeke.
Beer, please.
Make it 2. On me.
I'm perfectly capable of buying my own beer, thank you.
Good. Glad to hear that. You can get the next round. You are not from around here, are you?
What makes you say that?
I would have recognized such a beautiful pair of eyes.
Maybe you were too busy reading your kitty books to notice.
This? Oh, this is no kiddie book. This is research.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to owe you that next round.
Hey, I'm being serious. There's some freaky deaky shit going on out there. Kind of shit to make you piss your pants. This book here teaches you how to deal with it.
Okay.
You know my buddy Cole McGrath? He used to make fun of it too.
The Cole McGrath?
One and only.
The Demon of Empire City.
That's what they call him.
You know Cole McGrath.
Know him? He's like a brother to me. A brother from another mother. In fact, it's this here kitty book, as you call it, that helped me save him from eternal damnation.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more.
Well, you know about Pyre Night?
Can't say that I do.
Oh, man. I knew you weren't from around here.
I think that music in the background is copyrighted, but I think it's quiet enough that we shouldn't have to worry about that. Festival of Blood. All right.
Every Pyre Night, the folks in New Marais go certifiably apeshit. They put on costumes, build big old bonfires in the streets, and dance around them till sunup. Me and my boy, we were there for the last one. We couldn't even get a beer before folks started howling out for help from beneath the church.
Having a minute. It's having a minute. It's taking us its time. Okay.
Now, some folks might say that Cole McGrath is a bad guy. Ain't nothing farther from the truth. Back then, if folks were suffering, he'd be right there to lend a hand.
We were getting decorations from beneath the church, and the ceiling started falling in. I think there are more folks trapped down there.
Hey, don't worry. I got it under control.
It was cold down in them catacombs beneath the city. They were first used for crypts, then the Underground Railroad, and then some bootlegging. Yeah, they got used for pretty much everything. thing is, the folks who went down there kept disappearing.
Oh, that's cool. That's a fun pause menu thing. It's got like a wooden stake club kind of thing for the weapon as well. Hmm. Looks like it can't like change powers or anything. Yeah. It's an odd little side thing so far. The amount of energy we have isn't bad.
It's nothing. Just get out safe. Anyone else in here?
Those bats are obvious. Seem like some sort of yeah.
I'm in need.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Those fangers had got him. They'd opened up a vein in his neck and started dripping blood into some matchstick of a corpse. Cole's a conduit. He's superhuman. And his blood, whew, it did the trick. Man, her bite was like a pit bull with syringes for teeth. The more she drank, the prettier she got. Other vampires started crowding around, chanting her name. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Yeah, Cole's blood had brought her back all right. In return, she gave him a little something on the side.
This should be interesting.
I hear they named a cocktail after me. The Bloody Mary. Oh, God, I hate that name. Worse yet, it's served with breakfast. When was it ever acceptable to drink before 5 in the afternoon?
What the hell?
Well, my dear, I control you now. In fact, come sunrise, all of your free will be mine.
Screw you.
Ah, interesting. Orange electricity.
I will not.
That's usually the evil karma electricity. We didn't really see that during our playthrough because we weren't going the evil route, but yeah.
Come on. I read Dracula. I know how this works.
It's weird that they're going through tutorial stuff for what is basically a
Guess next time I'll hold my breath.
takedown. 1 out of 20 during punch blast. Interesting. It's interesting that they're going through tutorials for what's the DLC, considering that you would have had to own the game to play this. Well, maybe not, actually. No, maybe because it's a separate DLC, you could just buy this DLC regardless of if you...
Oh, you'll regret that compromise. Speaking of the vampires, won't make you any friends.
Get out of my head.
And gotta feel Cole, bad for Cole. This is the second time he's had a crazy lady inside his head. Just can't seem to get away from him.
freedom. Because once the sun rises, you'll be my pet. Maybe I'll dress you up, put you in a nice tea coat like the rest of my boys. You'll look very dashing.
Shut up.
Okay. 8 hours until sunrise. I see we're still doing transitions like we did with, the beast is X miles away from New Marais.
Couldn't escape what he had become. He was thirsty, desperate for a drink.
Hi, mister. You know what pirates at around here?
Cold and drunk or dry. He didn't choose to do it. Instinct had taken over. But her blood was now on his hands. And in his veins.
You're one of us now. Embrace your new life. It's wonderful.
Oh, nice. We can teleport and stuff now. That's actually pretty nice.
Delightful, isn't it? Of course, to fuel such powers, you'll need more blood. Rivers of juicy, warm, human blood. Drink them dry. The blood of lovers is a taste to be savored.
I'll get pregnant tonight, I'll tell you what.
That's it. Keep your strength up. My children are going to test you tonight, and I want to see what you can do. I've never had a subject with abilities like yours. Oh, you're such a treasure.
Hey man, where you at? Been off the radar for a while. Really? Do you look more handsome than normal? Do teenage girls suddenly find you irresistible?
Hey, I'm serious, see. I tried fighting back against the vampire who bit me, but she gets inside my head and takes control. Bloody Mary says that come sunrise, I'll be your slave.
Oh, okay. Look, brother, we've been through weirder stuff than this. Now, it can't be a coincidence that they showed up on Pirate Night. There's gotta be a connection there. What with all these demon decorations and whatnot.
Yeah, okay. That's a start. Hey, maybe I'll run into a few vampire groupies while I'm out there.
Hey, that's the spirit.
Interesting that there's a trophy for draining 100 people. I don't know if there's like a different karma ending for this or not. It doesn't feel like it, but there could be. But maybe it's like you have to make a decision or something. Okay, can I see powers yet or no? Oh, okay. It really wants me to use Shadow Swarm, but I think doing that is just going to drain my blood faster than I'd like it to. There we go. Oops. Well. Oh, camera didn't like that. Okay. Oops, wrong person. Interesting. It's marking like trophies to do during this DLC. Where it's like, you know, buy 100 people for the trophy or eat up like 20 of the vampire packs to get another trophy. What's my explore the festivities near the triangle? Okay. All right, game. Yeah, we don't have a right trigger thing. I wonder if that's what the punch blast thing is. I wonder if you can't swap out abilities, but you can unlock like a couple more through different things or progressing the plot. I don't know what happens when you get like you run out of blood or whatever. Some vampires over this way. Are they on the building? I think they're on the building. A lot of work must have gone into retexturing or like dressing up a lot of buildings for New Marais for this DLC. Maybe that's why it has to be a separate thing from the base game instead of like just being like an addition. My bad. It's too bad at least some of your progress doesn't carry over from base game. Do you heal these people or no? No. Right, because your R1 is just replaced with fight people. Where it usually opens up a menu to either drain them or heal them. Interesting that just kind of sets you to negative karma.
Huh. Father Ignatius Demon Slayer.
Oh, jeez. I can't tell who's in costume and who's like an actual vampire. Ah. Okay. 4 more to go in that thing. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Well, A, 2 things, I guess now. So there's a vampire like CRPG that's really good. Masquerade Bloodlines.
He's got a badass mustache. Seen his statue over by the cathedral. You thinking he had some kind of technique for dealing with the blood guzzlers?
Yeah, I'm just hoping it works without having to get ordained. Now with chastity and all that.
Abstinence. I sure wouldn't know anything about that. Long nights alone, staring at a bikini magazine. Yeah, that's foreign territory to me.
Okay, good talk.
Sorry, Zeke talking about his woman troubles kind of threw me off there. There we go. New power, punch blaster. Oh, it's just wave blast. Okay, fair enough. Are there any other? No, okay. I can't see like what other powers I can unlock from here. Okay. What else is there? What was I saying? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, it reminds me of that vampire game, obviously, but it also reminds me of the fact that Red Dead Redemption, the original one, got like a zombies mode. It kind of feels like that, where like it kind of reuses almost the entire map, and interesting. Looks like I get shadow stake if I keep staking them. Where it like kind of reuses the whole map, and it has like this kind of horror Halloween kind of like storyline to it, and it changes up how the gameplay works a decent amount. Kind of feels like that. Kind of an interesting like shift, isn't it? From like a Western cowboy game to a zombie game.
My girls were eager to meet you. Try to keep your arms and legs attached.
New enemy type, and they have some machine guns, it looks like. Interesting.
Upside down. It's kind of hot.
Please.
Harpies, huh? Interesting name for them. Okay. They've also made a pretty big reward for defeating enemies in melee combat, with being able to earn new powers by staking them. Like, it changes how you fight these enemies, where like they can only really be taken out for good if you get in close to them.
All right, man, it's really looking like it was Ignatius that torched Mary way back when. But I've got to figure out how he got close.
You know what? They got the Legend of Pyre Night show going on by the clock tower. And I'm pretty sure Ignatius is in it. That's kind of like the Nativity at Christmas. Except in this one, it's all about demons and fire. It's for the kids.
Okay. Oh yeah, right. I forgot I have this traversal ability. Really good, but obviously it drains the blood thing really quickly. So I feel like the blood thing also kind of drains for over time as well. The other thing that this game reminds me of, at least in its aesthetics, like with this darker tone, shoot. It kind of reminds me of Voodoo Vince, which is a game, like a third person, what'd you call that? Action collectathon kind of game on the original Xbox, that where you control like a voodoo doll. Kind of a fun game. Now that I have a way to record it, I might actually play it on my own time or something. Kind of want to play a few more of those physical type games. Try and see which ones I want to keep and stuff too. I'm sure there's some that I could look at and try and like decide whether or not I want to keep it or not. I don't know, am I supposed to be avoiding fighting people or not? I don't think it matters too much.
I'm gonna pass out.
And it's kind of nice not having to worry about civilians, to be honest. jeez.
About to be revealed. Come on and let me take y'all back in time, friends. Back to the early days of New Marais. The streets of our town were filled with laughter, and the people were full of hope. Till folks started disappearing from the streets at night. Only one man, Father Ignatius, was brave enough to walk in the shadows, hunting for the devil who would harm his flock. And it was from the shadows that he spotted her, a vile woman, feeding on a man's flesh. And as fast as a thought, she was gone, taking refuge in the crypts beneath the city. That very night, Ignatius rallied his fearful parish to action, leading the way down into the crypts. And as they came upon the nest of sinners, he held aloft his holy barbed cross, and the sinners scattered like cockroaches from its holy light. But their leader, Bloody Mary, she wasn't fast enough. Ignatius brought her up before his church and tied her to a pile. And as flames licked at her heels, the devil woman revealed her true form while shouting out a curse, vowing that one day she'd return and take her revenge. And what happened to Ignatius, you ask? Well, he's still with us, my friends. Buried in St. Charles Cemetery, right alongside his barbed cross. And that's why we burn, my friends, to warn Bloody Mary's ghost and all the other sinners of this world to stay clear of New Marais. You can dance, sing, and walk the streets, 'cause nothing, and I mean nothing, is gonna eat you on Pyre Night.
Welcome to Pyre Night.
All right, see, I need you to look up where Ignatius is buried in St. Charles Cemetery. Turns out he was entombed with some sort of vampire-killing relic.
No problem. All them goths love to make cemetery maps and then put them online. Man, I'd love to get me a goth girl. All that hot makeup, that'd be like kissing a raccoon. Whew. That's hot.
Zeke. Zeke pining after a goth girl. Oh my gosh. Alright. Oh, we have an actual map now. Barbed cross. I wonder what that red star is. I guess we'll head over that way. I wonder if the menu stuff also changes. Oh, hello. If you're evil in the base game. Because it looks like there's some stuff that's orange that's usually blue. And I wonder if it's the same way in the base game. Okay, 30 out of 40. Was there one more back there? Oh. Where's it? Oh, she's down there. Ah. Right now she's up there. Okay, jeez. Yeah, I watched a recent review of that game. The one that gets compared to inFamous a lot is
Idiots.
I want to say it's something like, it's not Biomutant. It's like, it's another game where you play as a guy with superpowers and stuff. Around the same time. Got like a virus thing going on though. Shoot. Oh, why am I blanking on the name? Ah, whatever. Focus on the game I'm playing now, huh? Yeah, I think if for base game, if they had implemented an enemy that you also had to get close to finish off, that would have been interesting. Experimenting with different enemy types. I'm not sure how you would contextualize that, but like, it does change how combat works out a little bit. And it's cool that you can finally like, kind of, not teleport around, but like fly around. But it's like on a limited meter. The like that thing. It also helps a lot with mobility here because you don't have a lot of the mobility options of main game. Some of it you do. Like you have the upgraded glide and stuff, and the ability to go across rails and stuff, but oh my gosh. An annoying enemy to fight if it never stops moving. There we go. Okay, 4 more to go to get another power. Yeah, it is kind of a weird... They probably wanted to do something for Halloween, but it is interesting. Like, it's so weird, kind of like how inFamous 1 went from relatively grounded. Well, I don't know about relatively grounded. It like... The enemies, like the random enemies were just people in like costumes with guns for the most part for like the random enemies. So like vampires, mutants, people turned into monsters, you know. Oh cool, the police are fighting them. Guess that makes sense. Yeah, it looks like it can insta-kill a vampire now if I, like, fly towards them. I'm out of blood. Doesn't look like running out of blood has any negative effects. Other than not being able to use the associated powers, of course. I mean, they probably were kicking around a few different ideas. Probably part of it was that they wanted to give the chance for Cole to have some different powers than he does in base game. No. I don't know, maybe they have a like a dev interview or something where they mention it.
My friend had been a hero to these people. He had protected them. And now, they were just fuel. He was stuck. Didn't have a choice. If Cole didn't kill Mary before sunrise, she'd have him and everyone else converted by the end of the week. The truth was, sacrificing a few folks was the only way to achieve the greater good. But damn if it didn't take a chunk out of that boy's soul. With every single bite.
Interesting. Getting some narration from Zeke there, because I've bitten so many people at this point. What's with the red star? I want to see what that is. Moving. Oh, it's something. Interesting. Is that Mary? What's going on with that? Okay, hold on. Maybe I should get rid of these other vampires a minute. Looks like defeating them by like dashing into them with the vampire dash thing doesn't. Yeah, I wonder if it's possible to It is Mary. Interesting. So she's just kind of hanging around. Occasionally. Okay. Occasionally, grabbing somebody and, like, sucking them dry. Yeah, maybe there's a different ending depending on how many people you suck dry or whatever.
I'm a little late.
Or suck voluntarily. Oh, hello.
The cross.
Firstborn, huh? Interesting title. Oh, interesting. So I have rockets and grenades. Okay. It did say that if I kill enough, vampires, I could, dang. Need to find some electricity. That I could, upgrade my grenades. He's almost dead. Where is he? There we go.
Okay, now, where's your buddy?
You want the barbed cross? Then open your eyes as a vampire. See only as we can. Embrace the hidden world.
Oh, so this is R2. Oh, this is kind of like the first game, where you could see, like, electrical impulses of somebody and, like, follow them along that way. That's interesting. Kind of reusing an old idea in a new way.
The neckbiters had picked the right night to come out. Everyone in town was in costume, staggering around drunk. Fangers could walk the streets. Folks didn't even notice. They were everywhere, and their numbers were growing.
What is this? Blood? They're stashing jars of blood where anyone could find them, a kid.
Ah, you can feel him, can't you? My pet posing as a human.
He's right there, isn't he? Yeah.
Was that really necessary? Come sunrise, you and he would have been the best of friends.
Magnum Bowl, huh? Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that you're able to unlock new powers by doing different, like, little challenges like that. No.
Hello, ladies.
Ah. I should keep an eye out now for any civilians who don't have any nervous systems, basically. Since they might be monsters in disguise. Monsters in disguise. Interesting. Pick jars kind of replace the upgrades from the base game. Where you can get more of the jars to increase your blood storage instead of the energy storage from the base game. One more to get another upgrade. Oh, hello. Nice. Double grenade earned. Okay. Let's see what the next upgrade is.
Once again, Cole was lured back into the underworld. Following that big bat's echo was getting old. He was really ready to find that cross.
It is cool to have Zeke narrating everything. And, like, have this be the context of, like, Zeke telling a story or whatever.
Come on already.
Upgraded rockets, okay. Nice. My blood capacity up again. Man, I've gotten so used to the, like, usual rapid fire bolt that I'm, like, sorry, I keep getting thrown off by the normal bolt over the one I'm used to in the base game. It'd be cool if you had a way to, like, have unlimited blood for, like, a short period of time or something. It'd be fun to, like, dash around and stuff. Really is the bad thing. You could probably get pretty close if you, get all the upgrades for the... from the jars and stuff. Come to think of it, I should keep an eye out for more of the jars. Okay. Just double checking that room. Hope I'm going the right way. Oh, am I getting, like, way off track? I might be. I thought I was going the right way. I guess this is kind of like another kind of free roam area, but that is a bit more linear. Looks like we'll have to be coming up and down a few times, and you can probably explore this freely once you've completed the DLC. Grab all the health upgrades, or blood upgrades, I should say. Oh, you can break that. Okay. And the other nice thing about this is, in context, it doesn't have to be totally canon or anything, because Zeke's the one telling the story, trying to get a girl. So, like, even if he's, like, kind of BSing her in some ways, it doesn't really matter. You know? Like, for the canonicity of this or whatever. $70 out of $80.
Okay, where's the cross?
The box was empty. The only thing inside were notes about how the cross was made. Oh, and Lord, did Ignatius get that thing made. The core was made of sacred wood. No joke. Edged in silver from King Solomon's temple, dipped in holy water from the Vatican, and blessed by the big guy himself. It was the ultimate bloodsucker slayer. And it was still out there somewhere. And if my buddy was gonna take down Mary, he'd need that weapon. Trouble was, he just had one night to find it.
4 hours until sunrise. Dang. Okay. We went from 8 hours to 4 hours. That's a pretty big jump.
In the hours since being bit, Cole's body kept changing. New sensations started tickling at his brain. And he had to follow them. He couldn't help himself. While following those finger marks, Cole started to feel something. A sense of belonging. It creeped him out. marks lit up in his mind. He could understand what had been written there. It was a story meant to educate new vampires about the life and times of that blood-sucking bitch, Bloody Mary.
As I was strolling along the waterfront this evening, I was mistaken for a lady of the night by a group of 3 sailors. They sought to engage me, but could not agree over which one of them would get the pleasure of my company. Fortunately, I was able to play peacemaker. I assured them that if they could provide a soundproof room and a door with a sturdy lock, I would be happy to entertain all 3 of them. Well, this bargain was acceptable to all parties, and they were able to meet at least half my terms. The lock on the door was quite sturdy, and while some of their screams may have escaped the room, the sailors did not.
Oh. What is this? What? Okay. Sure. Somebody read that for me, right? Oh, it's downloading the UGC stuff, I guess. Okay. Wait, is there UGC content for this DLC thing as well? UGC Pyre Night Bonus. Night Bonus. Okay, so I'm not seeing any UGC markers. Let's put subtitles on real quick. What's Mary's teachings? Oh, the sailors. It's gotcha. Audio logs. Yep. Oh, there is one thing down here. Blood conduits. Sure, why not? Let's go check it out. Oh wait, I wonder if there's like options for UGC or not. Doesn't seem like it. But I can't like filter and stuff. I think I just saw a fake fake person. Like, oop, my bad. Like somebody trying to pretend to be like a vampire trying to be a person. I think they ran off in the crowd though. Dang. Wanted to get some more of those guys for the upgrade. One more. Looks like there's one of Mary's teaching things here. See. Both those signs seem to be pointing this way. Doesn't look like a vampire. Yeah, I can stake any NPC now. Okay. Not sure what the consequences are for staking the wrong one, but... One more for upgraded rockets. Oh. Looks like they can still damage me when I'm in that bat form. I just changed right as I ran out of health. Shoot. Okay. Let me go back this way. There's one of the audio logs there. I'm really curious what the enhanced senses thing upgrade is for getting 5 of those. Oh, nice. Tripwire. Okay. Kind of useful. Especially since I have to knock these guys down to kill them off. Bang. Quite a few of them here. Maybe they also saw the signs or whatever. Ah. Just gotta go and drain some electricity. But I didn't in time. Okay. Can't get in the middle of all of them there. Or maybe I should take the high ground. At least we're getting closer to... Oh, I guess the next thing isn't an upgrade, but a trophy. Fair enough. Yeah, so they really can get me when I'm still in the bad form. Okay. Yeah, they do more damage than you would think. I think that's what it is like, for the amount that they're hitting me, doing quite a bit of damage. I keep getting like caught off guard where I'm like, oh, I'm already almost dead. Just sneeze. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, so wasn't there a marking back here? Where's the marking for... the audio log? Roof or something somewhere? Hold on, if I go back this way... there was a marker, right? They're gone now. I wonder if, yeah, it was just leading towards those, enemies we beat. Like it's trap or whatever. Just take this guy before he gets back up. Okay. It's interesting that they take hostages. That's not something any enemies in the base game did either. Alright, so what's this UGC content here then? Blood Conduits by Sucker Punch. Oh, that must be for staking 100 enemies. I think I found a big old nest of them slow, soulless baby-biting blood monkeys. No offense to you, of course. You're my favorite blood monkey. Nothing like the rest of them. It was my blood that brought Mary back to life. Thought vampires were a myth. Myth? Like a guy who can shoot lightning and suck electricity from streetlights? Exactly. I think vampires are conduits, but instead of electricity, they drain blood for power. Great, you cracked the code. That make sucking the life out of people any less messed up. I know, but it's just... What, you getting tender on him now? Little conduit ponding going on? No, no. Just show me where this nest's at. You got it, killer. Interesting that this was made by a Sucker Punch. As like UGC content. I don't see any other UGC content for this though. I wonder if the rest unlocks only once you beat the DLC ones, or... They're in there, brother. Let's get them. Hang back, I got this. Look. Oh. Zeke! Oh! Vampire sense don't fail me now. Are vampires conduits? Ah, that seems to be the kind of like logic that they're going with here. How's it going, Christian? Although this might all be just part of Zeke's attempt to get laid with a girl, so take all of this with a grain of salt, I suppose. It's all semi-canon, probably. We'll see how the ending goes, but yeah. Wait, where is... Where is Zeke? Where am I supposed to be looking here? I mean, I'm seeing stuff, but it's, I think, just the jars of blood. Yeah, happy 2025. Hope you had a good 2024. If not, well, hopefully 2025 will be better. Nice thing about a new year, I guess. Got a whole nother one to make up for last year. I don't know. 2024 was definitely quite a crazy year in a lot of ways, but guess we'll see what 2025 is like, right? So where the heck am I supposed to be going here? I have no clue. I'm really far away from where we started too. Did I just like abandon the mission? It's all just the UGC content. Alright, maybe I just abandoned the mission. I have no idea what it wants from me. PS3 2024. That's funny. Ooh, the PS3 is not dead. Long live the PS3. Great vegetables. That's funny. That there's still like reviews and stuff in 2024. Good amount of people actually play this in 2024. I'm a little surprised by that. Oh, I see. Yep. Nice. I think that like red thing goes around Cole's head whenever there's like a vampire in disguise around. Yeah, like that. Oh, there's another one. All right, good to know. Okay. Let's just head to the next story mission then. Wonder if we go up north at all. Probably not. It's probably relegated to down here for this. Other one nearby? There are a lot of NPCs around here. Oh, there's a marker there. I should check that out a minute. So there's a... Ah, there he is. Yeah, vampire sensor, whatever. You can find markings left by other vampires, which lead you to the DLC's version of audio logs. Or you can use it to, like, suss out vampires that are pretending to be humans. And also, like, you know how they have the, like, electro, like, follow person missions in the first game? They kind of have the same thing here, but use this, like, sense to follow the after images.
I often find myself at odds with clergymen, but I encountered one at an orphanage tonight who gave me pause. Despite my consuming most of his young parishioners, the father did not react in anger. He told me there was hope, that if I would repent, eternal paradise could still be mine. I explained that to an immortal such as myself, the afterlife is of little value, for one must perish to reach it, and I cannot. Sadly, the father will also be delayed in his journey, for I must confess that I converted him to a new religion that night. And as his new lord, I will demand a longer term of service than was required by his previous employer.
Yeah, the DLC is definitely interesting. It's also interesting to see how they, like, have incorporated, like, hours and stuff. Also, the fact that Mary's just hanging out, like, that's the red star on the map is just Mary, and she's just there. She's hanging out over by the catacombs right now. You can go up to her and, like, shoot at her. You can't do anything. She'll occasionally stop and, like, suck somebody dry, but that's about it. So what are we supposed to be doing? Oh. There's a faker around here. Ah, there. Yeah, I'm really not sure what we're supposed to be doing here. Do I have to do that UGC content? I don't see anything else. Probably not. That'd be weird if that was required. Oh.
Newborn fool! No!
A few more of those and I'll have another trophy, but guess it doesn't matter too much. Nope. It's still interesting how they take hostages. It would matter more if there was an actual karma system for, like, hurting civilians here. Doesn't seem like there is one. There might be a choice or something you can make, or maybe, like, draining a certain amount of civilians changes their attitudes towards you or gives you a different ending. But what am I supposed to be doing, game? Because I'm not seeing any story missions. Do I just keep looking for the markings, maybe? That might honestly be it. I might have to keep looking for the markings all around town. Oh, there's a faker. Yeah. Which ones? You're gonna have to be more specific. There's quite a lot of, like, Switch 2 stuff going around now. 2 more of those guys to get the upgrade. Well, from my understanding is that people already kind of know what's going to go in it based off of ordering shipments and stuff that Nintendo has made. They're probably already in production to some degree, and dev kits or dev specifications have already probably been sent out. Do I think that there will be a Switch 2? Yes. I don't know. You have to be, I guess, more specific, because, like, do I think there is a Switch 2? Yes. Do I think that some people have gotten their hands on the dimensions early for the purposes of being able to make products like accessories or add-ons on stuff? Yes. Do I think those people might have accidentally leaked actual pictures of it? Maybe. Or it could just be like a mock-up model that they were sent over with the same, you know, like no internals, but the same look and dimensions so that they could make accessories for it. I could see that. I don't know. I guess I'm not sure what the question is. Like, is the question, will there be a Switch 2? Yes. Do we know kind of like what it'll look like? Yes. Do we know exactly what it'll look like? Not sure. Are we talking about those 4chan pictures where like somebody photoshopped their hand out and then like also like added AI backgrounds so that like hopefully Nintendo couldn't figure out who was posting them? Maybe. It seems like a lot of work to go through for something like that, but like maybe it's real. I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. It's somebody posting something on the internet who wants to hide their identity, so. Okay. Give them the finger. Yeah. Yeah, that just makes sense. I don't know why they wouldn't if they couldn't. It just makes sense to make it backwards compatible, because immediately you have a bunch of people who can carry over all their libraries and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know why Nintendo hasn't said anything by this point. Like, man, why have they waited this long to announce the Switch 2? They've waited so long that everybody else is already talking about everything. Like, they've just waited too long on this announcement, and I don't understand why. Is that the strategy? Just like let everybody announce everything for you? I don't think so, but like, really kind of feels like it sometimes with this. Nice Magnum Bolt orange. Bit of a better one, I guess. Not my favorite, but it'll do. Okay. So where are we? What are we supposed to be doing here? Do I have to find all these like audio logs? Is that what's going on right now? All right, here. Let me see if I can. Yeah. I mean, the Switch is still doing decently well. I'd be interested to see the numbers that they sold for this Christmas in terms of Switches. Although, funny story, everybody I know in my life, they've recently gotten to their Wii again. I know at least 2 or 3 like families who've gotten like a Wii, maybe because I gave them to them. But like you know how I had like 5 Wiis or whatever? So I got rid of a couple. And they've been enjoying them, so that was cool. But yeah, I feel like And I just kind of, maybe that's very incidental to me personally, but kind of cool to see people get into Wii's again. Okay. Um, hmm. Oh, yeah, I did. I had a friend who worked at a like Goodwill, like a donation place, and it turns out people donate Wii's a fair amount. So I just kept saying yes, and somehow I ended up with 5 Wii's. I also ended up buying 2 because I got like a white one. And I was like, "Ooh, I want one of the red ones," so I bought a red one. And then like 2 or 3 came through the like donation place, so I ended up with like 5 Wii's and a Wii U. So I got rid of some of them. And then the other day, somebody was like, "Hey, I'm cleaning up my stuff, and I saw that I had a GameCube. You want it?" And I was like, I guess. Sure, I guess. But now I'm like, man, why did I say yes? Because like, I'm never gonna use a GameCube. I have like 2 GameCube games, and one of them is um. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion. Yeah. And then the other one is like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles or whatever.
Idiots.
But yeah, no, the Wii's were really cheap because I would get the employee discount through him. So it would be like $20 on a Wii and then the employee discount. It'd be like less than $20 for a Wii. And I said, yeah, sure. Less than $20 for a Wii? Sure, why not? Why not? Why not? And then I had too much stuff and I was like, oh, that's why not. That's why you don't. That's why not. Okay. But yeah, it seems like we just have to find some more of those glyphs. So I'm just gonna run around the city, I guess, and try and find the glyphs. Apparently, once you get 5, you get the enhanced sense, which makes them easier to find. So it's a little awkward that we have to like run around and look for those, but whatever. Thank goodness for that. I know what kind of stank you guys got going on, but I don't want to smell like that. I just hear you wouldn't hit a girl. Girl, these fists are equal opportunity, all right? Yeah, I think you can, I think there's like a box of crap stream that I did forever. Well, a while ago now, like a year or 2 ago now, where you can see like I just have like 5 or 6 Wii's in the thumbnail. Fun. Guess there's that at least. At least it was a funny thumbnail and title. Okay, so I'm just looking for glyphs. I'm gonna ignore any enemies for now. I'm just looking for glyphs. But yeah, now I have no idea what I'm gonna do with that GameCube. Maybe I'll try and find another home or something. Maybe I'll donate it back to the place where my friend used to work. Who knows? Is there a TV thing going on? Another blood jar over there. Are they supposed to be more common? Am I just stupid? But I can't seem to find the I wonder if Oh, there's one. Okay, cool. Okay, so it said go this way, right? Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's the next one. This way. Where do we go from here? There's also somebody apparently pretending to be human around here. More markings over this way. Nope. I like how I walk across the street to kill a vampire and somebody honks their horn at me. Classic. Okay. Yeah, like, yeah, I know you're trying to deal with a vampire, but get out of the road. I'm trying to get to my friend's house for the party. Oh, hello. Big sucker. Well, literally, yes, big sucker. Okay. Need to... Ah, shoot. Just say I need some more juice. Oh my gosh. Where did it put me all the way back here? This is like, why is it here? You couldn't put me any closer to back where I was. Okay. I wonder if, like, when you get the new cross, you get to wield it like your melee weapon. That'd be cool. I think I see another faker. I think I see another imposter among us. The time period where that game was really popular was interesting. Because I remember watching, like, creators play that one game and, like, be pretty good at it or be pretty interesting to watch. And then, like, the game kind of died and I just never heard about them ever again. You know? Like, there were a few people like that. Where like they were really good at, I guess that's true of some games anyway, but it's just interesting that I don't, like I enjoyed watching them while they were playing that game and like for a decent chunk of time, but then I never like kept up with them. Because there were some that I watched pretty regularly. I know. Like, what was that guy with the deep voice or whatever? I'm sure he's still doing stuff, probably. But yeah. I don't know, just weird. Weird to think about. But there's plenty of, like, people that go that way, where, like, they have their, like, one game that they cover for, like, 3 or 4 years, especially if it's a live service game. And then, like, once that game's done, you just, like, they just move on with their life, or... Because, like, you know, you think 3 or 4 years, if somebody's doing that while they're in college or whatever, and then they get a job or whatever, and they're like, man, the game I used to play is, like, no longer alive or whatever. So... I guess it makes sense, but yeah, just weird to think about, I guess. Is it weird to think about? I don't know. I guess it's, is it weird? What's weird about it? I think what's weird is, like, you can be so interested in, like, watching somebody's, like, stuff, but, like, the minute they change to something else, you can be like, eh. It gets weird how context dependent, like, how interested you are in something is sometimes. Like, whether it's a phase of your life or whatever. Hey.
I just returned from a lovely
3 out of 5.
the home of a local governor. He was a man of considerable means, and he offered to deliver 10 victims in trade for each day I allowed him and his family to live. I enjoyed his hospitality for nearly a fortnight before he became unable to keep his end of the bargain, his delivery being short by 3 people. Well, I'm not unreasonable. I took his wife and 2 daughters to make up the difference, and allowed him another full day of life to enjoy the fruits of his clever bargaining.
All right. Well, at least I found another marking relatively quick. Oh, I forgot that you can jump off the cars for a bit of extra air. Yeah. Kind of useful. I think I remember I can do that. Using some powers that I'd never used really too much in the base game. Or if I did, it was only for a few minutes. Oh yeah, Trauma Center. Yeah, you would have thought the Switch would have been a good opportunity, although I think the Switch isn't quite as precise with like that whole aiming shtick that as the Wii was for whatever reason.
There is nothing
4 out of 5.
I enjoy more than strolling down a crowded street on a warm night. All around me, people rushing and loitering, scheming and loving, bearing their souls and lying through their teeth. I hear the pounding hearts, the coursing veins. I see flushed cheeks and bared necks. The street is my garden, and the fruit is in season. Some ripe and tender, others tough and withered, but all bursting with the red nectar of life that begs to be released. Ah, what joy to exist as a creature of solitary desire and be surrounded by endless supply.
At least must be 1 or 2. Vampires in the crowd somewhere. There's one. But yeah, Wii, DS. I wonder when we'll start seeing some of those games get remastered. Some GameCube games too. Like, it's so weird that they still haven't re-released the HD versions of Wind Waker and Ocarina. Sorry, not Ocarina. Twilight Princess. Union always talks about how those are the last two games. Any games you're looking forward to this year? Yeah, I talked a little bit about it. Oh.
One of Paris's most prominent chefs.
Hold on, I'm listening to that. Like 1 sec.
Exquisite meal.
Okay. Yeah, I talked a little bit about this on the last stream, the Tuesday stream, because that was like us going over the playlist and everything. There's a few games. Hold on. There's the pirate game, the Yakuza pirate game. There's the there's probably going to be a Ride Out remaster at some point this year that comes out on Steam. Like a remaster of one of the Ride Out games, or at least support. What else is there? Showa American Story, which is this weird, like, B-movie kind of, like, action RPG, where it's basically, like, the American president, like, sold Texas to Japan. It's like a colony of Japan or whatever. It's like this weird kind of funky, like, over the top, like, B movie kind of like fun action RPG. It looks fun. Lunavania is like this roguelike that I played the demo of earlier last year. Kingmakers, which is that what if you had a modern gun in like medieval times thing. And then what else is there? Expedition 33, I think it was. Expedition 33 looks like a decent Western RPG. I'd be interested in checking out whenever that comes out. Oops. And then what else is there? I think that was pretty much it. I'm sure there's more stuff that's coming out. I guess there's Pokemon Legends ZA. That'll be interesting when it comes out, just to figure out what the heck they mean by Legends. Like, what defines a Legends game? Is it gonna have the same gameplay? Like, that'll be interesting when it comes out, I guess, a little bit. I think, is there anything else coming out this year that I'm aware of? I don't know. I guess the Elden Ring thing will be kind of interesting to look at. I don't know if I'll play it, but it's interesting because they're trying to mix elements of a few different games, it feels like, where it's like kind of a roguelike battle royale monster hunter weird combination of things. It'll be interesting to see if they manage to pull that off, or if it just kind of like is too much Elden Ring, or like a weird flavor of Elden Ring and people just don't get into it. Because, like, it's one thing to have Elden Ring be, like, a single-player game that sells well, but to have it, like, be a live service game, or, like, a game you need 2 or 3 people to play, I don't know. Is that going to work? Probably. Is it going to work for, like, 2 years? Maybe. Oh, yeah, Xenoblade X. Yeah. And also, even if you do own a Wii U, it is super easy to jailbreak at this point, but it's also, like, a pain to download Xenoblade X. Like, it's just so big and it takes so long to like install and everything. I've tried doing it before. Like a pain. But yeah. I guess we just got to keep finding like more of these markings for now. Yeah, I gotta play Xenoblade 1 or 2. I don't know. I gotta play some of the others, Blade games before I get to Chronicles X, but I'll probably buy it at some point anyway. Just so I can have it. But yeah. Other than that, like the Switch is like mostly kind of winding down. There's a few games that'll probably come out for Switch 2 that look interesting, like ZA. That Pokemon Legends ZA thing is probably going to be for Switch 2. The same with Metroid Prime 4 or whatever, right?
Upon arriving in New Marais, I met a kindly innkeeper who showed me special attention. His wife had died 13 years prior in childbirth, and she left him with an inn to manage and twin baby girls to raise. Oh, these girls were his very heart. He would watch them proudly as they walked among the tables serving food and drink. Oh, they were beautiful in appearance and sweet in manner, having blossomed into young women at an early age. Their beauty was striking, but their similarity even more so. Patrons would often stop and stare as they walked past. By any measure of observation, the two girls were completely identical. As I recall, they even tasted the same.
Was there anything actually interesting in this? Like, it's just her being like, haha, I'm a vampire. Like Nicolas Cage, I'm a vampire level of like, haha, I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! Nicolas Cage. What a character. I think DS was my favorite, personally. But, touche. I mean, the 3DS had all the DS games for the most part, right? Like, you could play all your DS games on a 3DS. So it's not like there's too much competition there, really. But yeah. The 3DS, I don't know. I felt like it didn't have as many cool, like, exclusives as the DS did. Or, like, as many cool experiments. Because, like, by the time you got to the 3DS, they were a bit more, I felt like, contained with what they would let on the platform or whatever. Like, DS and Wii had a bunch of shovelware, but also some like interesting games because like cost of development was so low for those compared to like the Xbox 360 or the PS3, right? But like once you got to the 3DS, I felt like that kind of like went away for better and for worse. Like I don't think we would have ever gotten the Alice in Wonderland DS RPG on the 3DS, you know? Like I feel like that's something that's kind of like would not have come out on the 3DS. Yeah, well, I have some of them, like for myself. I have some loose games, but what I have on my shelf right now is Triforce Heroes. I don't think I've played that one, actually. I think I've just bought that semi-recently. Majora's Mask 3D and Ocarina of Time 3D, which is how I played those two Zelda games for the first time. Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm Curtain Call, fun rhythm game I played a decent amount of, actually, to the point where I bought it on Switch as well, the like version on Switch. Super Smash Bros for 3DS, the like run around and collect power-ups mode, and this was like super fun. Star Fox 64 3D. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. This one was an okay game. There were two Mystery Dungeon games that I can remember on the 3DS. The first one was kind of gameplay wise, but the story was pretty good. This one was kind of gameplay wise, but the story well, it was better gameplay wise. And I don't remember if the story was good or not though on Super Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Moon and Sun, Pokemon Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, which is Pokemon games. There's the 3DS Pokemon games were kind of interesting. X and Y had potential, but were just kind of Like they had way too many friend characters, and like the region kind of felt a little too easy and like a little empty. it was supposed to get a Z release probably, but it never did. To, like, smooth out the rough edges. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are interesting as remakes. Utopia, and then Kirby Triple Deluxe. That's what I have on the shelf. There's also the Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance game. That's pretty interesting. Pretty decent. Like, as a Kingdom Hearts game, it's pretty decent. As a story for Kingdom Hearts, it's like, oh my gosh, it introduces time travel. Yeah. I like the Mega Evolution mechanic. That was my favorite of the gimmicks they've tried. Sun and Moon were like the last ones I really played. I didn't feel like buying Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon by that point, by the time those came out, and I felt kind of gypped. Like, oh, you're gonna sell me the... Hey, that was my, like, Persona 5 Royal thing. Like, before I had Persona 5 Royal, I had Omega Ruby, or sorry, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, right? Where it's like, oh, you didn't bother to actually sell the full game originally, and now you're trying to, like, get me to pay another $60 for for a game that, like, yeah, okay. So I never bought or played Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I don't know, maybe I'll emulate it and play it at some point, but I do have... Is it not on the shelf? Hold on. No, I might have put it away somewhere. I know I have Persona Q. Yeah, I must have put it away somewhere because I recently picked up Persona Q1. I saw it at like a retro game place for like 20-30 bucks, and I was like, it's kind of expensive, but like it'd be kind of cool to own, you know, so I bought it. So speaking of, we get to start that this weekend, which is kind of fun. Been looking forward to that for a while, honestly. That and Persona Q too. Persona Q1 will be interesting, I think, from like a gameplay perspective, and then by the time we get to Q2, the music is really good, and it'll be also fun to mess around with like some of the super bosses there and stuff as well. Because I think both Q1 and Q2 allow you to fight a group of like the Velvet Room attendants, with Q2 obviously having more. So should be interesting. And the like music for Q2 is like really good. Yeah, I still, when I see one that's decent, like I saw a Brain Age. I was at like a garage sale and I saw Brain Age 1 and 2 in the box with the manual. I was like, yeah, I'll grab that. I will do that. DS and 3DS games, for the most part, unless it's a few specific ones that are like super expensive, are still within a decent range for me. The only thing I have left to do really though is I have a couple of cases without games. So like I have a box and stuff. Okay. I have a box of like for Pokemon Black, like the original Pokemon Black, but I don't have a game for it, so I could buy like the game loose. Even if the game loose is like $60, at least it's not the $80 to $100 that it is with the box. So, and then that's the only one I think that I don't have anymore, like the only Pokemon game from that era. That, and I think technically I don't have Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu. I think I have one of every copy of like like I don't have Soul Silver, but I have Heart Gold, if that makes sense. I have like one of each of those. So oh yeah, I'm sure Strange Journey is super expensive. Same with like the physical copy of like Devil's Survivor and stuff. I don't know. I think at this point, I just want to buy a couple of games that I have cases for. And maybe one day I'll, like, buy a case or something for some of the loose games I have. Like, some of the Kingdom Hearts games or something. Like, I'll get a repro case or something just so I can put them on the shelf. And they're not, like, just in a bag somewhere. That's about it. Yeah. I'm actually kind of getting close. I think I have, like, one more game for Wii that I want to get. Or did I get it? I think, yes, I'm down to, like, 2 games. Hold on. I'm getting text messages. I'll respond later. Because I have a list of, like, what games I'm looking for different consoles. Yeah, I have 2 left for Wii. Pokemon Battle Revolution and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Both are about 20 to 40 bucks. So I could just buy them off eBay and just call it good at some point. I've got a good amount of Switch games I'd like to buy at some point, but Xbox 360, there's a few things. Lost Odyssey, Transformers War for Cybertron, that's still like 60 bucks. Far Cry Instinct's Predator is interesting as a console exclusive Far Cry game. Alice, there's like a Alice themed 3D platformer action game that's pretty interesting that I want to pick up at some point. American McGee's Alice. PS3, God of War Ascension, MotorStorm games, Resistance 2 and 3. PS4, Catherine Full Body, The Last Guardian, Uncharted Collection, Bloodborne, obviously, Gravity Rush Remake, Koei Toshi, Wipeout Omega Collection. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, yeah. I kind of want to pick up a copy of Metroid Fusion at some point. I had one, for the Game Boy Advance. I had one back in the day, but who knows where it is now, unfortunately. I still have, I think, Zero Mission, but I don't have Fusion anymore, unfortunately. So, yeah. So there's a few things like that I'd still like to pick up at some point. But I'm honestly starting to get down there. Now that I, looking at my list, how many games I own, it's like, geez. But both physically and digitally. But, yeah, starting to get down there. I need to spend more time, like, playing them, honestly. If anything, one thing I've been thinking about is, like, I should make a list of, like, priorities. So, like, when I get a job again here, which was, one of the resolutions for New Year's is, like, yeah, you gotta get a job, buddy. You gotta start making money. You can't just keep living off savings forever. So, I don't know. There's some stuff, like, a better desk that would just, like, quality of life stuff. And then maybe at that point, I could start saving up for, like, some of that stuff and, like, just start crossing things off the list. And, like, get the list down to, like, a couple of things, maybe. Like, a couple of, like, it's my birthday, or Christmas, I'd like to get myself, like, something a little expensive, kind of things. So. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's all just things anyway, right? I don't know. Some of it is fun to have, but it's all just things. I'd rather have things, I think, at this point that just improve my quality of life. Like I said, like a better desk, or like, I think I want to get a treadmill so I can, like, work out a bit more in the wintertime. Or like when I'm just inside the house or whatever. Like, if I could take half an hour and just, like, walk and, like, watch YouTube videos, I'd be, like, so much better off, like, health-wise, if I could just do that in my house. Nice. Can I get you from here? I think I can. Yeah, I can. Haha. Yeah, that is fun. Okay. Oh, I'm kind of tired of dealing with you guys. All right, whatever. But yeah, anyway. How we doing on time? We're doing okay. Go for like another hour or so. I think what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to find more of those clues, I guess, from like Bloody Mary. But yeah, I'm not sure. Cause like there's no like main mission on the map anymore. But I guess we'll just keep poking around and like finding stuff here. At the very least, we can find some upgrades and stuff. Was there something we could watch? Was the TV gonna show something? No? Okay. Do. Yeah, I don't know. Like, for example, the Persona Q2 3DS would be cool to own, right? But like probably kind of expensive. It's like I think it's a couple $100, right? It's not like I play I have a bunch of different handhelds and stuff now, and I don't play them. Part of the reason why I haven't bought a PSP is like, man, I don't play the ones I have now, so, or like the things like that that I have now, so, or like a Vita or anything. I don't know. I think if I like commuted like through public transportation, I think I'd probably buy something like that. Like I'd get around to handhelds a lot more. But as I don't go on long car rides with family anymore too much, and I don't live in a place with public transportation, it's a little yeah. Probably like $50, $50, $60 is I think what it retailed for. But yeah. Could probably double check that, but yeah. Got the premium edition? Fun. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Those older collector's editions, some of them are pretty cool. Although today I feel like collector's editions are kind of eh. Like looking at things now, like, man, it's just pins and stuff. Like, it was kind of like that with the Metaphor thing, where I wasn't sure how much I was going to like the game. And like the collector's edition, like the only cool thing was kind of the map poster. And then like the box the special edition came in. The fact that it looked like the book from the game, you know? Like, that was the cool part of the collector's edition, was the box that it came in. Like, oh, great. Or like that Igus edition I got for P3R, you know, with the Igus figurine, and I just never put it out because I'm not a figurine guy. Don't have a spot for him or anything. I have a CRTV, okay? I'd rather have that out than a bunch of figurines. I have that out. Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about, like, refining that setup, too, with CRTV. I've got it now where, I have a wireless version of all the controllers for the consoles that are hooked up to it, which is nice. So, I can just play from my bed or whatever. Because right now I have an original Xbox, a PS2, and a Wii hooked up to it, which, I mean, that's pretty much everything I would want hooked up to it, right? Oh, and an N64, yeah. So. The N64 is kind of ancillary, like, just kind of there. The only thing I'd really want to play on an N64 is Mario Kart, and that's like a multiple people kind of game anyway. But yeah, no, between those three things, it's pretty much everything, right? So, we can emulate GameCube stuff, has a bunch of virtual console titles for, like, NES, SNES, or you can like throw an emulator on it. I haven't soft modded the Xbox yet, but I'm gonna do that soon here. I'm waiting on something to come from Amazon for that, and then probably do something similar with the PS2 at some point. Try and run. I think it'd be cool to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's why one of the things I want to save up for when I get a job again is like a decent camera, so I can record like footage like of the CRT itself. Because like you need to kind of dial in some settings, otherwise CRTVs just don't look good on like a normal phone recording or something like that. And even trying to dial it in on my phone, I wasn't able to get it quite right, so. Yeah. No, it's been kind of fun. When we were playing Chrono Trigger, I played like a few hours of the game on the actual CRTV, and it was cool to see like how it actually was supposed to look, you know, with the pixel art and everything. Give me more of appreciation for how things looked and like what the differences were with like the DS version and like playing it on that kind of screen. For example, like the foliage looks a lot better, like trees and stuff look a lot better on the CRTV because it kind of like blends all the colors together. So just stuff like that. Oh, is this just yeah, it is. Okay. I've already been here. Right? I think so. No, is this somewhere else? Might be actually. I don't remember if I was over here earlier or not. And that is pretty fun to be able to do. Turn into the bats and kind of glide around and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Money's weird. Money's a weird thing. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm doing better than most people my age just because I'm not like getting into gambling and stuff. And I'm not in debt to college. So, got that going for me. No, I'm doing fairly well, I think. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I always keep trying to like do better. So it's like hard for me to sometimes tell how I'm doing. Also just because I don't interact with people my age too much on a one-on-one like level. So I don't know like what the average is for like the people that even like live near me or whatever. I feel like that maybe that's just not just me too. I wonder if like I feel like because with the internet and everything, there are a lot of people who have no idea where they actually should be in life. And so they look at the internet and they think, oh man, I'm so far behind. When in reality, they're just like fine for where they're at in life or like how old they are and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel like my experience of like not knowing exactly where I am in relation to other people my age is probably somewhat common. I would hope so. It'd be nice to think that you have like similar experiences as other people. Weird how that works, isn't it? Or just because you like you go through the same thing as someone else, like it somehow helps you, like you have a more positive usually you'll have like a more positive opinion of that person just because you went through something similar. Like realistically, there's no reason for you two to have like the same thoughts or like feelings about like what you went through, or like maybe you came at it from like completely different perspectives and like angles, but like just having the shared experience of something, even if it's like something like playing a video game or you know, going to the same school or just knowing the same person sometimes, even like an interesting thing. Got it for $60. Okay. Yeah. Well, at least we don't have vampires to worry about. That's one positive, I suppose. That vampires are fictional. They can't hurt you. Me, the palest man known to the world. Yeah. I feel like, again, that's probably fairly... It's unfortunately relatively common, I feel like, for people, like, my age and stuff. Like, people my age, generally speaking, they have, like, a lower rate of crime. They don't drink. They don't smoke. But they vape. They gamble. And they sports gamble a lot. So, you know, it's not that there are no vices. It's just that the vices are now different. I mean, to be fair, gambling addict is probably not the worst thing that you could find out that a YouTuber used to watch is now. That's like on a tier list of like things that YouTubers have turned out to be. That's fairly low.
The Colonel pursued me for months before his efforts finally bore fruit. He had brought his entire family to face me. Over 30 men and boys armed with muskets, stakes, and holy water. I'm afraid their efforts were futile. I converted the youngest of them first, then forced the Colonel to watch while his grandchildren tore his sons to pieces. Oh, for the Colonel himself, I broke both his arms at the shoulders and left him hanging upside down, secured to an oak tree on the back of his property. Well, there were no large animals living near that region, but it was well known that the Greystoke Manor had frequent trouble with rats.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've done any gambling IRL either. Like, I never gambled my own money on something. Probably the most gambling, I guess you could say I do, is like, I play a gacha game. And so technically, you know, you're pulling for things. But it's like, I've never spent money on buying more pulls or anything, you know? It's never like I've never spent money so I could like roll the gacha more times. No, I spend money on dumb stuff, but like usually it's on something dumb, not the possibility of something. No, I bought plenty of dumb stuff. I have a, what, 20-pound CRTV in my bedroom. Like, yeah, I spend it on dumb stuff. But, not gambling. Don't gamble, kids. We're adults. Just don't gamble in general. Even old people. Especially old people. Don't gamble. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I have thought about that before. Like, what is it? It's kind of a chicken or and the egg situation with like that kind of stuff. Is like with YouTubers, like, is it because there's like a lot of kids on YouTube, and so the people who are looking to like find kids come to YouTube, or is it because like the person is just making questionable decisions one way or another? It just happens to be kids that they're taking advantage of, you know? Like, it's probably a bit of both and some different, it just probably depends. But yeah, probably a bit of both. Or like some of them are looking for kids and some are just like, they would have like taken advantage of anybody. It just happened to be kids. Yeah. And here's the other thing too, is like, it's probably like, it's not like, I don't know. I don't think that, like YouTube has like, I don't think YouTube is creating these people, right? I think maybe they might be using YouTube for their own ends. And so there might be a higher percentage of them on YouTube than in the general public. But like, it's probably not by much, though. Still a little scary to think about. Yeah. Going back to Pokemon X and Y, though, I think that those games were pretty good. They just felt a little empty and very easy. Like the fact that the, what, 6th gym leader has 4 Pokemon or whatever. I don't know, whatever it is. Something like that. Like, I don't know. They're just relatively easy. And just, like, felt kind of empty. And, like, the story wasn't super there, you know? Like, I didn't really care too much about, like, my other fellow Pokemon trainers that I was supposed to care about. There was some cool stuff, like the world design itself was pretty good. The chateau was fun. The art style was like a bit of quite a change, and it unfortunately started a trend of like 3D Pokemon games that I wish wasn't a thing, but it is. So, I mean, it's a game for kids, like it's whatever. But I don't know. So were the older Pokemon games, and those were definitively harder. And also, I felt like, especially around Platinum and Black and White, they realized that they were catering to more of a, by that point, teenage audience, or like a mix of like kids and teenagers. So they like gave more optional challenges, or like some of the stuff was a little bit harder. I don't know. Like, that comes up a little bit when you talk about like difficulty of Pokemon games. Like, well, they're just for kids. Yeah, so were the other ones. So were the older ones, and those were harder. And then like, I don't know, just I always think of that like one interview of like the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire devs, and then being like, yeah, we had to compete with mobile phone games, and so that's why we made some of the decisions we did. And I was like, gosh dang it. That sucks so much that you considered mobile phone games to be a competitor. And like let that influence your decisions about a Pokemon game. Oh, that sucks so bad. But it is what it is. I guess they're not wrong to some degree, but man. That's how you're making decisions about an RPG. Is like trying to compete with mobile phone games.
Ineffectual. I knew I would need sustenance for the long journey, so I sought passage on a crowded slave ship that was captained by an arrogant and vulgar slave runner. I avoided his company during the day, and each night I would sneak below decks and draw blood from the wretches chained up in the hold. After less than a week at sea, we were forced to return to port because the fool slaver had murdered half his crew for insubordination. I happily parted company as soon as we docked, but not before I'd finished my work among his cargo. We sailed away with his boat, still full of slaves, but he was no longer their master. Local legend says the slaver's body was found floating in the harbor the next morning, so full of holes and emptied of blood that even the sharks had been unable to detect it.
Yeah, what region of the world was... I think X and Y was Europe, wasn't it? Like Britain and stuff? And like, like a certain... Because isn't the tower in the middle an obvious reference to, the London... oh shoot, I'm gonna get this wrong, aren't I? My American is showing. Paris? The Eiffel Tower. No. Yes, Eiffel Tower. Palace is based on France. Yes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because they have like the poodle dogs, don't they? And you can take them to like the hairdresser. That's kind of fun. Stuff like that is fun for like individual Pokemon. Giving some love and like in universe like stuff. It'll be interesting to go back there for like Z and A, I think. I don't know. I liked the Mega Evolution. I wish they didn't go 3D, but it is what it is. Yeah. I thought of a really kind of clickbaity but kind of fun video idea the other day. Is like all of my childhood games are dead with like Halo, Command and Conquer, and Pokemon on the thumbnail, because you know that would get some clicks. And basically my point was be that, you know, CNC is obviously dead, like literally completely dead. Unfortunately. Halo is pretty much dead. They keep trying to make new Halo games. None of them have been particularly good or as good as the original ones. And I don't think they ever will be. I think we should just move on with our lives and like accept what it is and just enjoy the like fan created content at this point for the Halo games. Speaking of YouTubers, Typhlosion. What else? And then Pokemon, at least you could make the argument, and I think I would, that like whatever Pokemon was in that like 2D, like before the end of the DS era is kind of gone now. It's kind of like got a different flavor to it. And I think you could definitely make that argument. Like, it's still Pokemon, but it's a different flavor of it than it was back with the DS and prior. At least I think so. But yeah, yeah, I really wish they hadn't gone for the 3D look for the DS game, or for the 3DS and like onwards, because they obviously don't have the time or the numbers or the talent or whatever to keep updating the 3D models and like the animations and everything for them. I wish they had continued to go with what they were really good at, which was the pixel art. I really like the pixel art. I think it's great. I think the stuff in black and white and Black and White 2 looks amazing. I really wish they had continued going with that style. So yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if you still like Typhlosion, whatever. It's just an internet meme now. Like all that stuff with like the weird, like, there's a reason they didn't make it canon, you know? There's a reason why they didn't put that in, you know? Like, they looked at it and they're like, that's not gonna work, buddy. Sorry, we can't put that in a kid's game. Like the whole, was it the primate thing? That's basically like based off a real life, folktale about monkeys and like killing monkeys and stuff and everything. But like when you replace monkeys with Pokemon, it's really weird. It includes like, the grape of a woman by a monkey in the original fable, and then that turns into like a primate or whatever in the Pokemon version. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing is like as people who like Pokemon have gotten older, we've noticed more and more of the like barely disguised furry stuff that is straight up in the game. Salazzle. Like, goodness gracious. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, whatever. You know what? Pokemon is still the most profitable franchise in existence, so what do I know? I just feel like they've misunderstood what their audience is, but whatever.
I knocked at the door of the first house I came to, and as soon as they allowed me inside...
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's healthy also to move on, you know? Like, as games get older as a medium, there will be more and more game series that just didn't get a proper ending, or like ended after like 2 games when they should have had 3. Just different stuff like that. You see that in movies a lot too, you know? Series that didn't get a proper ending or like got rebooted later with a 3rd installment only to be kind of weird or funky. Just different stuff like that. So I think I don't know. I think people just got to kind of accept that eventually, like, you kind of have to move on from different game series, and that in a lot of the cases, the best you can do is, like, if you enjoy it, like, yes, I think that Kingdom Hearts 4 should be the last Kingdom Hearts game, and it kind of sounds like, based off an interview that Nomura had semi-recently, he also thinks the same. Disney does not have any new, good, interesting properties to draw from anymore, outside of the ones that they have bought. You know, Marvel, Star Wars. So, like, there's not a ton to draw from anymore in terms of new stuff. Also, in terms of the story, we've already gotten the ending to Xehanort's story. Now we just need to get the ending to Sora's story. I think Sora should have, like, we should have one last game where we resolve the fact that Sora is technically dead right now. And if he wants to still, like, make side stories or, like, prequels, sequels, that's fine. But we should end Sora's story with Kingdom Hearts 4. And, like, we should move on. And Tetsuya Nomura sounds like he kind of wants to move on. Because if you think about it, Kingdom Hearts 1 came out in 2001, I want to say. And that has been 20 plus years now, at the very least. I know it's at least 20 plus years. So, yeah, Nomura's probably in a very different place than when he started the series. And he's probably ready to move on to other parts of his life. Working on for something for 20 years that people enjoy is probably very gratifying. But it's also... this must be a reference to Nemo. Humans are food, not friends. But yeah. But yeah, no, I think Kingdom Hearts 4 should be the end of Sora's story and just in general. Yep. Kingdom Hearts 2 is turning 20 this year. Yep. So, yeah. I think you just be done with it. Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts should end, and I think we should all be happy with what we had while we had it. I think we should all accept Kingdom Hearts for what it is, enjoy it, enjoy the fan creations that come afterwards, and look forward to whatever Tetsuya Nomura does next. Hopefully, if he wants to keep making games, which I assume he probably does in some capacity, but maybe in a different way. Maybe the studios go on to make other fun action RPGs, you know. But you know, to be honest though, like the studio that made Kingdom Hearts 2 is pretty much gone at this point. Like the name is still there and some of the people still are, but like the group of people that made Kingdom Hearts 2 aren't together anymore. Like, oops, my bad. Sorry, dude. Like, you can't get all the same people in the same room together and try and make another game like Kingdom Hearts 2 in terms of like action combat stuff would be very hard and maybe impossible. If it's 20 years, some of those people have passed on or retired entirely. So, you know, it's the same thing with Halo, the original Halo. You couldn't get all the same people who made Halo 1, 2, and 3 back in the same room together, really, anymore, to make another Halo-type game. You couldn't do the same thing for Command and Conquer. A lot of different game series, you know? Like, you could get similar teams. That's like why when you see marketing from like the Back 4 Blood thing, of it was made by Left 4 Dead people, there were like 2 or 3 people that worked on that game that worked on Left 4 Dead, and there's an entirely like separate studio, like the Valve studio, that helped a lot with the direction of Left 4 Dead that wasn't there for Back 4 Blood, and you see how that turned out. Was it Outer Worlds, that like game that touts itself as being created by the people who made Fallout New Vegas? Most of the people who made that game have moved on. They no longer work at that studio. There's like a couple of people that are on that team that have actually worked on Fallout New Vegas, but it looks good on the marketing material, so they put that on there. So it's just that kind of thing. It's like, yeah, it's technically the same studio, or there might be a couple of people that have overlap, but it's not the same people, and so you're just not going to be able to get a similar product. Even if you got all those people in the same room together again, would they still make something that's like New Vegas, or would they make something that's different? You know, hard to say. And just because somebody has made one good game, doesn't mean that they can make another good game in the same style or whatever, or in a different style. For example, the people who made that, that live service, third-person looter shooter, yeah, that boils it down. That narrows it down. The one by Arcane. What was it? It wasn't Back for Blood or whatever. It was like Redfall. Yeah, Redfall. Appropriately enough, because I think that one's also about like fighting vampires and stuff. Redfall. The team that made that, like, before then they made like Prey 2016, if I remember correctly. And a lot of other good games, but like that one just did not work out, you know? Like, whatever, if it was the genre, the time that they were given, whatever happened there, it did not work out. And so they got shut down. And that's just how it works out. And even if you could get, like, I don't know, the Arcane name going again, it wouldn't be the same people. And so you just wouldn't have the same type of games. Or at least it wouldn't be quite the same, you know? I don't know. Is this interesting? I don't know. Is this interesting? It's something I guess I've thought about a little bit more recently. Like I was saying with that video idea, you know, like my childhood video games are dead or whatever. Like that was basic. That's basically the version, the half-baked idea version of like what the video would be like if I made it. So.
I've been called many things. A monster, a demon, an abomination. Men condemn my feelings as the worst kind of sin.
Leader's
but their
Digest,
judgments
okay.
naive and short-sighted. I have watched generations of men rise and fall, their bodies return to dust, and their names quickly forgotten. All their energies wasted on trivialities. Each time I drink, I give a fleeting, meaningless human the chance to contribute to an eternal purpose. The opportunity to be valued by a god.
Well, that was for a trophy, so what the heck are we doing, game? I have no idea what the game wants me to do right now. Should we try that blood conduits thing again? Sure, let's do that. What time is it? Yeah, let's go try the blood conduits thing. See if we can clear that, and if that somehow moves the plot along. Because the plot stopped moving after we did that. Or, like, when that became available. I thought since the ability to, like, find those, like, logs and stuff became available, we had to do that to, like, get information on her. But, yeah. I guess let's do this, and then, these things move along. And if they don't, it's whatever. We'll check back in and figure it out next Tuesday. I didn't think we'd get through all this today, and that's fine. I figured it'd be a 2-stream thing, which, you know, for DLC is not bad, honestly. The fact that it would take more than a day to beat it, you know? Yeah, you're getting your money's worth. Although, I don't think this was super expensive. It was like $5. Not sure if that's the original price, but yeah, it's like $5 right now. Nope. There we go. Yeah, Prey's a pretty good game. Been thinking about replaying that on my own time recently. Oh, do.
Bloody filth.
Somebody's pretending to be human around here. You are. Try not to miss input and kill the wrong person. There we go. I guess there's no point in doing that anymore. I got all the upgrades and the trophy, I guess. Whatever. All right, let's try and do this again, I guess, and see if that fixes things or what we can do it. We didn't finish it properly the first time around. Oh shoot, they got back up.
No.
Nope. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Maybe these arrows are specific to the mission? Seems like it. You know, is it really the worst thing either that, like, you can say that, like, oh, Pokemon is, I don't know, like, saying that, like, Halo is dead. Is it dead or is it just done? I don't know. Maybe that's a better way of thinking about it, right? Is like, it's not dead. It's just done, you know? You can go back and, like, play the older games and stuff and, like, replay games and enjoy them for what they are. But, like, it's not dead. It's just the series is done, you know? Like, you know. More serious. Eventually, Fortnite will close down. Eventually. Like, at that point, what are you gonna... I don't know. What are you gonna do? I don't know. That's also... Well, that's a weird thing, right? Like, as, how about this? At some point, there will be a last GTA game. Like, they will make a GTA game, and it will be the last GTA game. Because, like, with, Fortnite, you know, that's a live service game, but... I don't even know about irrelevant. Like Halo still gets a good amount of people who play it, I don't know about new people, but like people still enjoy it. But like, yeah, for sure, it's not as popular as it once was, for sure. Even Fortnite, if you're talking about that, I'm not sure if you're talking about Fortnite or Halo now that I think about it. Um, isn't like as popular as it was, to the point where it's like bringing back old game modes. Like, it's trying to like do like we're back with season one, like a reimagining of season one or whatever. But yeah, I'd change the example to GTA, like GTA games, because like yeah, Fortnite's a bit different since it's more of a live service game. So it's like lifespan is dependent upon like how many people you have to actually play the game. Where like Halo, you can still go and play the games um single player mode without, even if literally nobody else cared about it, you know? So
Yep, Power Night's a crazy time in New Marais. Cole could feel his abilities expand.
oh, we did need to do that
Made
for
him
the plot.
hungry for
Okay.
the next challenge.
Well,
Ready for the rewards.
I should have left a comment. I should have left a review. It would have been the first review of 2025. Well, it looks like I kind of have to do that anyway, so I'll have to leave a review on the next one. Funny, because I was looking at the reviews and there's like a bunch of recent reviews from like 2024 or whatever. Of like people replaying it around Halloween or whatever. Or even like in December, I thought I saw. Oh, wrong person. Missed input. It's weird that they're telling the story through those like user generated content missions. Two more. One more. Yeah, this DLC is pretty interesting. A lot of work went into it. gonna be short on time by like 10 seconds or whatever. Oh, he's nearby. It's you. Ha! With the less than 10 seconds to spare. All right. Good stuff.
This is some bad news.
Fire Knight. Zeke's getting involved a lot. Ah. I'm getting shot at by that one guy. Is there a shield ability I can get? No, because the R2 is currently my vampire sense ability. So even if I got the shield, I wouldn't be able to equip it. So, okay, that's disappointing. Shield would be very useful against those guys and their ability to shoot a lot of long range attacks. Okay. I don't know. You know what pees me off? Sometimes I watch Asmongold stuff, and like he talks about how if Halo Infinite just had a BR, it would have done well, and I just hate that opinion. Like, forget all of his other opinions. The fact that he thinks like a BR would have saved Halo Infinite is just like so annoying to me, because of the simple fact that I know that's not the issue with Halo Infinite. Like, there's so many other problems with Halo Infinite, and the idea that like it needed a BR to be successful is so stupid. Like, there are plenty of problems with Halo Infinite, but like not having a BR was not the end all be all. Oh shoot, I forgot to put a comment. Oh well. Okay, interesting. All right, I think that's probably a good place to leave off for today.
Look, man, that barbed cross is a big deal for these fingers. You got any idea where they'd hide something that valuable?
I don't know. You know what? Maybe the room where they kept Bloody Mary's corpse. I'll go check it out.
Right on. I'll meet you at the cathedral and we'll retrace your steps when you first went in.
Yeah, look, man, I appreciate the offer, but, I got this under control.
Sun's gonna come up. You only got a few hours left.
It's too dangerous, see? I better go at this one.
Do you say so?
Okay, I think that's probably good for now. Oh boy. Yeah, finish it out on next Tuesday. Then Thursday we can start Infamous Second Son. That's fun though. This DLC has a lot more going on than I thought it would. Like, they did a lot more to like change things. I can see why it had to be its own separate like download thing. Like, it's not just something you can add on top of the original game. It's like its own like side thing. It is a little odd you can't access it from like an in-game menu or something, but I guess Infamous doesn't really have a main menu. Like, Infamous 1 and 2 both don't have a main menu. You just go straight, like, just load straight into the game pretty much. Which is kind of cool, honestly, now that I think about it. It is very nice. I don't know. The older I get, the more I appreciate console gaming, honestly. Just for the simple ability to just pick up a game and play it. Like, I was trying to play Metro 2033 the other day. I mentioned, I guess, this earlier, but this a few hours ago, and it kind of ties back to what I'm trying to say now. Where I was trying to play Metro 2033 Redux, which is like, you know, better visual version of the game or whatever, re-release, and the original isn't offered on Steam, as far as I can tell. So I was trying to play that, but for whatever reason, my NVIDIA graphics card is incompatible with that game, and so it just like runs horribly and just eats up a ton of CPU. Like, just ridiculous amounts. So even Metro Exodus, which is like the third game in the series, and came out like 10 years later or whatever, runs fine at like pretty high settings, but the first game in the series, the re-release of it, just doesn't work. It isn't compatible with like my rig in some way, and maybe there's a setting somewhere I couldn't figure it out. I must have figured it out at some point, or maybe my previous GPU worked better with it or something, or I just got over it when I played it the first time. I don't remember it being that bad. But yeah, so that was a little disappointing, but I decided I'd just go to Metro Exodus, since that's the one I really wanted to play. I wanted to play the first two to like reacquaint myself before I played the third one, but the third one was the one I really wanted to play. So since the first one wasn't working, I was like, just play the one I actually want to play. Oh, but yeah, no, it's kind of nice just being able to hop into a game and not like have to mess around with settings or like look up a wiki article on like, hey, you have to go into like your you know, this one menu in the control panel and turn on this thing for this one game so it runs properly, you know. But yeah. Alrighty, well, thanks so much for hanging out, Christian, Jeppo, anybody lurking or watching back on the VOD. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Pick it back this game up on Tuesday. This weekend, Persona Q. I think I have everything set up. I adjusted things based off of the DS streams a little bit, since there were some things about the DS streams that I wanted, you know, like layout wise, to be a bit different. I think I gotta revamp the starting soon and ending, or the starting soon in the bathroom break screens, by the way, at some point. I think I could do better and like make a better use of the space on the screen than what they are right now. So gotta think about that a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be not doing anything for a little bit, yeah. Or no, I'll be getting ready for stream. Make sure everything works before stream. You know there's DLC for Persona Q? I think I have to get some of that. You can have Nanako as a... There's DLC you can have Nanako as a navigator. I want that so bad. I want that so bad. I have to figure out how to install that DLC. That's what I gotta work on tomorrow. Anyway, so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. And then this weekend, we'll start Persona Q. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Alrighty, I will see you guys hopefully later. I hope you all have a good one. Hope you're having a good new year and everything. I will hopefully, yeah, see you later. But in case I don't, hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, good night. See you guys.